Mai Kako, a Como Mai, the Curtain Call, a weekly program of reviews, previews, interviews, and features of and or with the great art and artists on Maui and beyond. I'm Paul James Brown. After the Kona Low curtailed the opening of ProArts Playhouse production of Jonathan Larson's Rent last week, directed by Jesie Rocetes with musical direction by Vania Jerome, I returned last Thursday to see the rest of the show. All I can say is get tickets if you can. This is one show you do not want to miss. They have added Sunday evening performances to make up for the canceled opening weekend shows. It's the story of three roommates, Mark Cohen, Jesie Rocetes, Roger Davis, P.T. Mahoney, and Tom Collins, Charles Cook, who are squatting in a building on 11th Street between Avenue A and B in what was known as Alphabet City on Manhattan. It is late 80s, early 90s, the height of the AIDS epidemic. It takes place over a year, beginning and ending on Christmas Eve. Mark Cohen, Jesie Rocetes, is the narrator and a filmmaker. He has decided to make a documentary about their life, and throughout the show, he has a camera shooting various moments in the lives of his friends, their lives, their loves, and travails. A screening of it makes for a marvelous conclusion of the show. His girlfriend, Maureen Johnson, Cicely Mathenia, a bisexual performance artist, has recently left him to take up with Joanne Jefferson, Aida Rose, an Ivy League-educated public interest attorney with very powerful parents. Her mother is undergoing judicial confirmation, and her father is a well-connected government official. Roger is a former guitarist and lead singer who was a junkie and whose girlfriend killed herself when she discovered he was HIV positive. He has been trying to write a song in her memory and doesn't succeed until late in the second act. The downstairs neighbor, Mimi Marquez, Kylie Kaeo, a coked-up exotic dancer, becomes his on-again, off-again lover. Tom Collins, Charles Cook, is an NYU professor with AIDS who Mark describes as, quote, a computer genius teacher and vagabond anarchist who ran naked through the Parthenon, unquote. He falls for Angel Dumont Chenard, Makana Pa'okela Gabin, a drag queen also with AIDS, a street percussionist who is a she when performing and a he all the rest of the time. Finally, we come to Benjamin Benny Kaufman III, Brock Ka'ohanohano Ambrose. He was once their roommate, but he married well into a Fairfield County, Connecticut real estate family. He owns the building where Mark, Roger, and Tom are squatting and intends to evict the tent city next door to build a state-of-the-art recording studio. He is now an outcast considered yuppie scum by his former roommates. He once had a relationship with Mimi before she went after Roger, and his rekindling of that relationship is a source of conflict between them. There is a 7-person ensemble who plays 17 other parts: Nara Boone, Amber Rose Seelig, Malia Culp, Sienna Days, Nick Thompson, Ikaika Rains, and John Galvin. Ms. Boone and Ms. Seelig have glorious solos in the show's best-known song, Seasons of Love. This piece, which Mr. Larson based on Giacomo Puccini's La Bohème and on his life, is more an operetta than a musical. There are 42 songs and fewer than 15 spoken lines. Several songs feature the maestro's melodies. In first act, the sensuous duet between Mr. Mahoney and Ms. Kaeo, Light My Candle, draws melodic content directly from one of Puccini's most famous tenor arias, Che gelida manina. Here it is a conversational seduction where wants were stated and rejected. Then in the final act, when Roger sings Your Eyes toward the conclusion of the song, the band's guitarist, Prembrosio, gets a chance to wail on the theme from Puccini's Quando men vo, Musetta's Waltz. Also, Puccini's story about bohemian artists in the 19th century Paris closely parallels Mr. Larson's. The cast is outstanding. Mr. Rocetes, who is the director and choreographer, stepped into the part of Mark, and you will see Ricky Jones doing Mark for the rest of the run. Mr. Mahoney is making his Maui theatrical debut, and I hope this is the start of many roles to come. His Roger was like a wounded wolf, weak and licking his wounds, but then lashing out with powerful force when his territory was encroached upon or he perceived a threat. Mr. Mahoney is a commanding presence with a vocal range that can wake up the dead, seduce, or sweetly sing one to sleep. Cicely Mathenia's Maureen, also debuting on Maui, puts on a performance near the end of the first act in Over the Moon where she skewers Lenny as a lapdog who once had principles but abandoned them to live with a wealthy DAR girl. Toward the end of the song, she enlisted the audience in a hearty moo along. It was such fun. Then in the second act, her duet with Ms. Rose as Joanne in Take Me or Leave Me was at once poignant and triumphant. The first time I saw Kylie Kaeo was a decade ago in Mappa's The Little Mermaid. At that time, I said that the crab Sebastian led under the sea and had a hilarious moment with Chef Lewis. Now she is the star of the show. Her Mimi is sensuous and seductive without being vulgar or trashy. She has solos or duets in 6 songs, and she appears in 6 others, all of which she is prominently featured. Every time she sings, it is as good as it gets, and her character is unforgettable. Speaking of as good as it gets, Makana Po'okela-Gabin's Angel is the most sympathetic character in this show. Her relationship with Tom Collins, Charles Cook, is the most true love in this show. He has a show-stopping moment when in full drag on Today for You, she announced she got a whole bunch of money from an affluent couple by killing their neighbor's dog that was bothering them by playing his drum very loudly for an hour. She concluded with a cartwheel and a full split. It brought the house down. His transcendent time came during Goodbye Love in the second act. It was the most soul-stirring number in the show, and it provided a breathtaking, heart-rending bridge between this world and the next. Charles Cook always delivers, and as Tom Collins was vibrant, almost as bubbly as his character's name, the optimism he expressed in Santa Fe was equal to the profound grief in I'll Cover You and Goodbye Love. As the slumlord developer cheater Benny Braca'ohanohano Ambrose tries so hard to do right by his former roommates, he offers them free rent. He pays for Angel's service when Charles can't afford it. He agrees to pay for Mimi's rehab. The character he created is quite likable, so their treatment of him was confusing. Mr. Rocetes exhibited outstanding creative vision, honoring Mr. Larson's intentions and bringing to life these damaged, struggling characters in truthful, passionate, and exceptional performances. Vania Jerome is the music director, and how she is able to do all she does makes me wonder if she has a doppelganger hidden somewhere. There are 42 songs in the show. Some of the music is taken right from Puccini, and that which comes from Mr. Larsonʻ is just as operatic. The singing by everyone was Broadway quality. Ms. Jerome has done a great job with this cast. The band Ms. Jerome has put together is hidden behind a window stage right, and they are so good. You think you might be listening to a track. Besides Ms. Jerome on first keyboard, there is Francisco Ballestero on keyboard 2 and guitar 2, Prembrosio on guitar, Ashton Yarborough on bass, and Perry Gregas on drums, and they are great. Lily Campbell and Larissa Williams get the credit for the costume design. Ms. Kaeo's things exude tasteful sensuality. Gabin's drag outfits are totally spectacular. Everyone else reads Alphabet City all the way, but I wish they could have done a little more with the police outfits. Mr. Rocetes was also the choreographer. The movement of the actors on the stage was terpsichorean, and the variety of dances in the short time went from tango to drag queen extravaganza to strip club hot. Terrific work. This is a big show in a small space. The lighting by Jake Carter deserves a Tony if we were on Broadway. It provided the atmosphere for every scene perfectly. Angel Juarez designed the sound and projections, and she was the lighting operator, balancing the audio of a 5-piece rock band with solos, duets, quartets, and ensemble work was like the acrobat on the top of a human pyramid doing an arabesque while carrying a fountain of champagne glasses, and she did it. Wait till you see Mark's movie at the end of the show, for which she was also responsible. Rent continues until April 5th, Easter Sunday, Thursday to Saturday at 7:30 p.m., and Sundays at 2 and 7 p.m. Go to www.proartsmaui.org for tickets and information. Well, that's Curtain Call for this week. Mahalo nui loa for joining me. I'm Paul James Brown. Maui strong. Ahui ho.